All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here, of course, for
Saga of Tanya the Evil, Episode 7. They're back to the Rhine.
Yes, and it looks like a world war is looming on the horizon. The other nations in particular seem to be supplying the Republic in particular with military hardware, troops, mages. And Being X has done the terrifying of inhabiting a corpse just for the purpose of psychologically screwing with Tanya.
And to give her an excuse to mutilate a body. You know.
Well, that too. But it's just something to think about is that Being X has got to have some kind of play here by escalating things into a world war. And I think it's to up the ante of the dire straits so that Tanya will have to... eventually rely more on Being X. But in a way, her praying for the power of the computation jewel is somewhat of it already. So I wonder if there's some kind of play being used particularly to gain power maybe by the belief of other people besides Tanya. Kind of like what they did with the... Tanya's second in command, kind of being like, "Oh, there is a god." And, and then the scientist, ways back. But they could even potentially do it with the enemies of the Empire.
Yeah. God is working through Tanya to reach the world.
But then again, this could all be just some kind of pocket universe that doesn't really, mean anything to Being X in the grand scheme of things.
That's right.
But then again, we also don't know how powerful Being X is in terms of his limitations.
Right.
So this will be interesting to see. Where does the war go from here, and where does Tanya rise to the occasion?
Yeah.
So without further ado, let's just get into this and find out.
都市部にまで戦火が及ぶのも時間の問題だ。今のうちに国外へ避難した方がいい。
Trying to make us care about people on the other side of the conflict.
Yep.
すまん。
お父さん、少し早いけどクリスマスプレゼント大切にしてね。
Okay.
新型の短期間中ですね。
Oh.
どうして娘がこんなものを
So you'd live
祖
longer.
国のために戦う父親を支えたい。
That too.
そう思っていたのでは。
Gotcha.
Already giving presentations in front of the VIPs.
I like this Bro Skandar looking fellow when he was introduced.
実際の現場で働く士官の提言はなかなか斬新ですな。期間は越冬を想定しているようだが、これ以上の長期戦は望ましくない。早期解決こそが当面の課題だ。 少なくとも3週間の構成は可能だ。
That's not a lot. That is not a lot. Exactly. This is going to be an endurance match.
もうよい。
I'll still follow your orders, but...
そこまでだ。
Already, uncovering the incompetence.
Whoa. Wow.
貴様。
Wow.
言うなら西方に帰れ。
I love how only her little hair bit comes over the top of the chair.
くどい。
She drinks it all. Nice.
失礼いたします。現状での全面攻勢など無謀。破綻は目に見えておりますが。
Huh.
少佐、私は本音で話してほしい。
But that is what I really think.
意見具申の姿勢は必要。
Oh, okay.
先達に対する形式的儀礼上、沈
Oh,
黙すべきと予報いたしますが。
なかなか辛辣な意見表現だ。よし、じゃあ本題。仮にだ、方面軍の言う構成計画を遂行するとしたら、どのような意味を見出す？
I like this kind of strategic talk.
情報としては多少の意味を持つでしょう。観点からすると、全面攻勢はあくまで協商連合に対する陽動作戦と見るべきです。
She has to stretch to reach it.
Yeah.
攻勢を陽動と見るならば、その真意は敵の後方を抑えることにあるかと。後方？上陸のためのかく乱が目的？
どこで耳にした？
何がでしょうか？
上陸作戦のことだ。
No. Now, it would be probably nice to have some air support for that naval attack.
Yeah.
203大隊は上陸作戦に先立ち
Nice. Okay.
Soften up the defenses.
拝命いたしました。
Fjords are pretty easy to defend, though.
Yeah. Although because of that, it's probably less manned, you know?
Well, yes.
若き諸君らの力があれば勝利は確実である
The
Cheering
soldiers
on.
defending are all greens.
Yep. Oh, they're bringing up this subject. Yeah.
They're giving this guy a lot more development than the previous enemies.
総員降下用意だ。フィヨルド制圧のタイムリミットは30分だ。
Wow.
セレブラ
Okay.
貴様も予備指揮官だ。私と各注意のシグナルをロストした場合、撤退を指揮しろ。まったく、鉱山のカナリアの部分だな。
彼に泣いてみせると
Being sent down to see if there's enough oxygen.
Right.
ピヨピヨですかね
貴様らの鳴き声など聞きたくもない。さっさと行動に備え
And
ろ。
that smirk. Get ready for work.
They're having a bomber basically do the long-range transport for the mages.
Right.
する時だ。
Let's go!
All right.
Oh, that is a cool shot.
That is an amazing shot. Yeah. Oh, holy crap. Holy crap.
Dang.
This is extremely effective.
Yep. Oh, and he's gonna be like, they're coming.
Mages.
It came out of nowhere.
どこから現れた空挺効果だ
Yeah. Nice.
とにかく出撃だ
Toast.
各砲台が交戦中なぜ砲台だけを
Yeah. They're preparing for something.
Jeez. Oh my
All right.
gosh.
All right.
敵の増援です。
Oh.
大体規模の窓
Whoa.
急速接近中。対応が早いな。貴様はさっさと砲台を黙らせろ。
Okay,
Wow.
they splitting the party.
Yep.
It's like 10
Just
to
a bit
It's like 10 to
outnumbered.
30 or something.
部下がやられて敵に頭を抑えられるよりはマシだ。
I mean, technologically, they have the advantage.
中隊規模だと
Are they insane?
舐められたもので
Yeah.
切り込むぞ接近戦だ
Okay. Can Tanya pull a victory out here?
Yeah.
Oh.
行動を落とすな。蹴散らせ。
来たぞ腕
Yeah, I wonder how much of a threat the guys with rifles are.
Whoa,
to
whoa,
mages.
more mages?
手を動かせ脱落者多数押されています増援が来るまで持ちこたえろしかしこの
Yeah.
Okay.
調査
Oh, he's targeted.
Uh-huh. Wow.
Oh, that's right.
Oh,
That was him.
That's right.
Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah.
Yo.
なぜ奴がここに
Huh. Ho, ho. Oh
Dang.
boy. Did that get him? No, yeah.
逃げたらキャリアが消えるしな。
Oh, here we go. What? What was that?
素晴らしい。定時帰宅だ。
中隊砲台の
Okay, okay.
成功
All right.
So they can leave essentially. Whoa. Oh.
All right.
Alright, bringing a little bit of low frame rate 3D, but hey, we'll take it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And no guns to stop them.
Nope.
And once they get in range, they'll start firing their guns, and then it'll get a little bit
Yep.
a little bit dicey.
I get the feeling that train's gonna. Yeah.
Yep. Oh crap.
Wow.
Yeah, those are the big artillery where you don't want those within like 10 miles.
Dang.
Dude.
Yeah.
Lost. It's over. I mean, he's a soldier, though, so he has his duty. And he has to think about his family, but oh, man. Okay.
He's going after the ship?
Oh, no, it's just him coming after them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, crap. Oh, and his eyes are yellow, too.
Okay.
Wait a minute.
God's other champion might already be here.
Might already exist.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Tanya, you badass and just cold.
Yeah.
Wow. Cold indeed.
Yep. Hey, this is a good gun.
Oh, wow. Wow, Tanya.
Okay.
Oh. It's pretty much over.
All right.
Yes, they did.
Just a bit. Okay, so Tanya continues to rise.
Tanya seems to pull victory out of just out of any situation.
Yep.
And this battle in particular tried to kind of shunt a little bit of the focus onto a side character that we were pretty sure okay, this person's gonna die.
Right, yeah.
You know, they're showing him with the daughter, and it's all kind of emotional, and it's a fact of war that
showing that the people Tanya's killing are people that have families that will miss them and all that.
It's when you have war like this, people are dying, and all those people that are dying are connected usually to at least a couple people.
Exactly.
And those people feel that loss. And I don't know thematically what it was trying to go for with that, because there was no mirror towards it on really Tanya's side. If anything, Tanya was kind of just cold this episode.
Right, yeah. I guess it was just a way to show how cold Tanya is. Maybe it's just like a little bit of a, I don't know, like a refresher, even though we'll find Tanya super entertaining, the idea that oh no, she is still kind of a psycho.
Well, no, I think if anything, the thing is that she was actually quite dispassionate this episode. She was just going through the motions. Even at the times where people were getting heated at her, she was just, based on the people present, I will,
This is my 9 to 5.
Right, she's basically clocking in.
Right. Yep.
And she was making a note of saying that she's suffering from overwork. Which is a bit cold and a bit dispassionate as well, because she's saying, killing so many people, overwork.
Right. The company's finding me too valuable, so they're,
right.
Having me continue
working me dry.
Exactly.
The episode focusing on a battle that was a very cool dynamic, I think
very cool.
was the best part about it.
Yes.
I wish they had focused more on the actual encounter instead of having it be so dramatically one-sided. If anything, a lot of the excitement was lost in that regard.
Yeah, they had really great visuals for it, and I kind of see maybe that was one of the reasons why they wanted to have it be shorter and go into a lot of the build-up for it. One, to show how strategically how it fits into the grand scheme of things.
That was really good too. The conversations really in the strategic high command room where they had the one guy who was really getting peeved at Tanya's pot shots throwing at Northern Command, but it's anyways, the glasses guy and the high leader, like
right,
the big the big general,
kahuna.
yeah. Those guys seem to know what's kind of best for the Empire strategically. But Tanya stumbling upon their plan, I think, was quite clever, just to show how some basic knowledge of tactics and such when you're trying to accomplish some sort of goal would be best handled. But if anything, I would have rather they focused. It seemed like this episode just suffered from a focus miss.
Sure. Something. Well, yeah. I mean, like, yeah, because the stuff that they did with the other guy and the fact that he was the guy from episode 1.
I forgot about that.
I forgot about that too.
Yeah.
It was cool, that they did that stuff with him. But I feel like it would have been more entertaining or more enjoyable or whatever if they had focused it on Tanya's dynamic with her subordinates.
With her subordinates,
because we haven't gotten to see we've gotten to see a fair amount of it, but because there's so many of them, like even her second in command, we haven't really seen much from her.
And we've seen little bits of showing that they have good interactions here and there. Like the speeches are really good.
Yeah.
The times where Tanya jokes with them in the bomber. Right. I think that stuff's
that was
great.
Awesome.
That's the kind of thing we want to see more of, because then it makes the fight, the battle in general, a lot more engaging.
Right.
But they shifted the focus onto this guy because he was, shown in a previous episode. And although we could have remembered that he was from the previous episode, it wouldn't have meant anything really, because
in that episode he was a nobody anyways.
He was also a nobody. Yeah, he was just a survivor who had encountered Tanya when she did her solo bit.
Exactly.
And that was a fun callback.
Yes.
But if anything, it seemed like this episode also revealed that they are running low on their budget a little bit as well. There was some pretty low frame rate 3D, which I'm now coming to a little bit expect from Tanya in particular. Is when they shift into 3D, they can't do it as high frame rate as they'd want to. But also, there's some janky animations in there with like the soldiers running and such. Some eyes and doing some weird things and stuff like that.
Well, Tanya's eyes always do weird things, but
no, I'm talking about other characters and stuff.
Gotcha. One of the things that I noticed was that the whole idea of the God's champion, to go up against Tanya, even though they didn't really do that, they were very much bringing it up.
They were bringing that up. And that's something we've been theorizing is that being X would use some other human being to be a foil for Tanya.
Exactly, because I feel like with this episode they could have taken it one of two avenues.
Right.
They could have made it so that, like you said,
than this avenue that they took.
Sure. Yeah. There was another avenue that they could have taken this that you mentioned, which is making the struggle in the actual battle, a bit more seen, a bit more visible, so that way the victory would feel a lot more earned.
Yeah.
In this way, they made it so that they just even though we would have maybe cared a bit more about like showing Tanya screen time,
right?
They made us care about the other side that was getting beaten. So as they were getting beaten, we did feel something,
Yes,
that does a lot, because if it was just like another random battle that Tanya had to do that she won, I wouldn't really care.
Yeah. I think that the battle being focused around the guy was kind of the problem, in that the guy needs to actually carry the episode. Because if you look at Tanya in her moments of where she was actually doing awesome stuff, like kind of showing up the commanders and stuff in Order and Command. I think it's Norden Command, because it's not Northern. But anyways, that part in particular was amazing. But if you actually go back and watch it, she's not really taking their bait. She's just kind of droning on and stuff, and it's hilarious because she's droning on,
right?
But it also shows a theme that in this episode in particular, Tanya was portrayed in a much more dispassionate way than she usually is,
right?
But there was no reason given for it until like the very end of the episode when she's like, "Oh, I'm getting overworked," and I'm like, "Oh, is that what it was?" Because it seemed like that doesn't translate over into the strategy rooms in particular. We didn't hear a lot of her inner monologue. We didn't hear a lot of her things there.
That's true. That's true.
I would almost posit, like, let us know in the comments if it's the case, and the mods can pass it on to us. But was there some kind of change in, like, writer, director, behind the scenes things, if anything, for this episode? Because I just sense a direction shift in this episode that doesn't work with the previous episodes. I wouldn't say that this is a bad episode by any means, but it went from being like, you know, if the previous episodes had been consistent 8 out of 10s, you know, minimum, this was like a 6.5 out of 10 like drop.
Wow.
Yeah.
I would not agree at all. I thought this was a great episode.
No, that's totally fine. I'm not saying that this is a bad episode. I'm saying that it's just an okay episode.
Huh. Interesting.
And the main thing that makes it interesting is that it ties into the grander plot, but in that respect, they're basically saying that the big fight is now about to begin. This was the thing that they needed to do strategic-wise for the Empire.
Right, clear all the variables.
Clear all the variables, making it essentially a transition episode for the Empire.
Yes. One of the other things that I noticed in this episode that made me possibly like not mind as much Tanya's passiveness in this episode,
right,
is the idea that she's a salary person working in the military.
Oh.
So
sure.
When you work jobs like that, there comes a point where you end up finding this sort of equilibrium with the effort that you put out for the rewards that you're getting. Right. And I saw it as basically this thing of just the monotony of work, and it's like, okay, yeah, this is what I have to do, blah, 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 blah. This is where I talk to these people.
Right.
Okay, this is where I go to these other things. These are the people that actually, like, want my opinion, but I'm still not really going to say anything because that could cause issues.
But you see how that removes the tension from the actual episode.
Yes.
So I felt no tension at all, really, from the episode in the places where the battle was taking place. There were a couple parts in particular where I did. And when I say none, I mean like none comparatively to other episodes, because I've been scared for Tanya at multiple points like throughout this show. But when the mages showed up, and there was like 30 of them,
right,
I was like, whoa, wait a minute, like that seems like a variable that the Empire didn't plan for. Right, is there going to be a problem here? And then Tanya was just like, like, you guys deal with the guns. Actually, no, she was like,
this could be an issue.
No, she was like, better I deal with it, and they get the mission done by getting rid of those, what she said, silence those damn guns. And I was like, okay, sweet. There's a little bit of passion from Tanya. So I take back it a little bit. That part in particular right there was very needed. But when they made it a lot about how we're trying to shift the focus to now looking at the Empire kind of from the outside, it took away, like I said, some of the direction, because the rest of the episode was internal Empire strategy meetings, and then the other part was reacting to the Empire as if, you know, we are looking at it from the perspectives of the Empire's enemies. Okay. So I just would have rather they honed in one of the focuses, because it would have been really cool. Like, think about it this way. Imagine the Empire's planning a surprise attack, and we don't know about it. So Tanya gets told, we need you to go on this special mission to Northern Command or whatever.
Sure.
They drop them off, and they're like, we need you to take out some guns. And they're like, oh, it's a harassment mission. Cool. It's like, no, this is a full-on military surprise attack bit. Okay. And we look at it then from that guy's perspective, like, for, like, most of the episode now, and we see the terror that Tanya is, you know, seeing this demon from the sky come in that reminds him of his daughter, and he's unable to deal with, you know, trying to kill a girl, but then he's like, wait, but that's the crazy, you know, devil of the Rhine from back then. It would have made the tension much more, because then we're not splitting the focus. So all I'm saying is that this was an episode that felt like it could have been more, but I enjoyed the bits where Tanya got a little bit excited and she had her classic smirk on. And I think those were like in the bomber plane, and when she's like, ugh, fine, I'll take them on. My one company, you know, I can do it. Better me, you know, with my Elenium like special computation crystal jewel thing. And
well, and what because I agree that Tanya was not as passionate in this episode as she has been in previous ones. And what I saw the reason why it didn't bug me as much was because even though I didn't care about the other guy, he was a source of tension. Because since we saw the battle through his eyes, we still did get to see the Empire being terrifying, even though it was very like short-lived. Because
I saw it just when they hit the railroads. Remember when he sees the railroad and you're like, oh, those guys are dead.
Yeah.
And then you called it.
Yes,
they were blown up.
Right.
I thought that was the only time we really saw the terror of the Empire from his perspective.
Okay.
If anything, the part is he saw Tanya. And he was like, why is she here? Why does it have to be her? Like, because he knows basically we've lost now. But his one thought is if at least I can kill her, then, you know, then we might have a chance or something. Or at the very least, then this whole battle would have been worth it. I don't know.
Sure.
I just never really felt the tension from his end of things because, in particular, they kept shifting to a Tanya that was more dispassionate. And on his end, he seemed to be more suicidal towards the second half once the gun placements were down. And none of the lieutenants ever seemed to be in any harm.
None of the lieutenants were ever in any real trouble. Although, they did do something where I thought some of the people in Tanya's squads were in danger when he started going on his rampage.
But then I saw that as
they turned out to
dead.
just be okay.
Well, that's the thing is that the squad that they've used has these impressively powerful boards that we've seen them walk into. What was the Eastern guys?
Exactly.
Dhaka or something.
Although I don't think they had any mages, so you know.
Well, yes, but their bullets were just like pew 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 pew, bouncing off.
Yep.
I in particular would have liked to see either this guy survive. That would have been kind of cool. Is he? He then makes the hard decision and goes, I have to think about my family.
that would have made this much better. Well, also because he could say like, hey, I've seen what these people can do and stuff. I've seen that they're technologically way beyond us.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna head back. I'm gonna report. And then he could be basically like some sort of rival antagonist, whatever, for Tanya on the other side.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to those characters on the enemy side that can, rise above the rest to become recurring, antagonists for Tanya.
That are haunted by the image of
exactly.
that crazy lolly flying around. And
maybe there already is one that's haunted from when the cute girl cried over the loudspeakers.
Yes. Yeah.
He's like scarred, like half of his face, like vengeance, I will have it.
The voice, I still hear it. High pitched and cute sounding. Yeah.
Right.
That would be pretty great.
But in particular, the big thing that I think this episode did was it showed how Tanya is so invaluable on the strategic level now, that she is almost guaranteed some kind of major, no pun intended, role within the big offensive that they're going to make from the west to the Republic's side.
Right.
So if that happens, I could see Tanya coming up against Being X's full might in that regard. It would be interesting to see what would happen if Being X has literally just been waiting for the Empire to commit 100% on an offensive, and now that they have all the tactical things laid out of the way, they can remove forces from their northern front or attack from their northern front in addition with the Rhine in a double offensive towards the Republic. That would be where I could see Being X being like, all right, I'm gonna cheat and break the rules here.
To quote Castor from Fate Zero, true despair goes from hope to not that very quickly.
Yeah.
So the worst possible thing that could happen for Tanya that would make her potentially rely on Being X is to rise through the ranks and then have everything go so wrong so quickly that even her own people turn against her.
Right. And that's why the position of her being in a very powerful role within the offensive makes sense, because then the higher ups will dump the failure onto Tanya. They're like, we never should have trusted this prepubescent girl with regardless of her previous works, she has staged the greatest military loss the Empire has ever suffered. But they also did something interesting. That end credit scene, albeit completely almost useless to the plot seemingly, it introduced the United States. Now, in World War One, the United States took their dang time getting involved. So maybe this is kind of a hint more of that the U.S. might end up getting involved because they're getting, told, hey, the Empire is making some serious offensives right around now.
It's doing too good.
Right. And they established in the previous episode, World War is very close.
Right around the corner.
Yeah. So I could see a very big offensive being met with double support from other countries that are aiding the Republic, and that would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
And the Republic, FYI, remember, is France, essentially. And the Entente Alliance, I believe, is England and the Scandinavian areas and stuff like that. At least I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Pretty sure. Oh, wait, no, because the Entente Alliance is all the Scandinavian countries.
Right, yes. And they were just basically defeated.
But the England place is basically some kind of, like, United Kingdom alternate name. That's right. Yeah, they had some kind of name that was very similar to the United Kingdom. But anyways, hopefully that they can regain their focus a little bit in the next episode, up their Tanya antics, not need to push the envelope so much with animation and stuff, because I think that the best stuff ends up coming around just focusing on the main character of Tanya and her squad. You don't need to show too much of the military might of the Empire in massive platoons of soldiers or anything like that.
Right. Although it's
a little bit distracting.
Even though there were like those little hiccups here and there, that battle was quite spectacular.
It was quite spectacular. That's
they had a lot of good things that they did in there.
Yeah. I think the ships being brought in and just artillery barraging everything with their howitzer cannons basically was pretty awesome. I have some interesting theories. I'm gonna wait on discussing them now because I feel like we didn't get much fuel to them.
That's true.
But the things that they talked about thematically could play into there being somewhat of an upheaval that provides a lot of dramatic tension. That's why this one was showing Tanya in a little bit of a lack of tension, because even Tanya was feeling that. So having some kind of an upset in the future upcoming episodes could be quite apropos.
Yeah.
But yeah. And guys, if you want to watch the next episode's reaction right now, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get on early access. Also comes with Discord access. You can watch full-length reactions there, chat with us or what have you. And yeah, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.